Hello, everyone. I want to thank you for joining me today. Today, we're going to talk about speed, the speeding that everyone does on the road, the way that you disobey the rules of, of driving on the road. There's a quote my mother always says, if you're trying to get somewhere and it's not there before you get there, then it means it wasn't meant for you to be there. I'm going to share with you the importance of following the rules of driving. Each year, there are more and more people dying because result of people speeding on the road. Imagine you driving beside a family and there's a little girl inside of that car driving with her mother. And then the next moment, her car is turned over, the child is pinned in the car, and the mother can't reach the child. What do you do? And this is result because you decided that she was going too slow for you and you wanted to get out of her way, get out of the way so you can speed up and go about your way. But she sees you coming up on her and she decides to move over with her signal the same time that you do. You hit the tail end of her car, she goes into a spin, and then her car veers in front of a utility truck. That utility truck is too much for her car to handle. So now her car has her disabled. She can't get in or get out. The child can't get out. She can't get in to get her child because the child is pinned inside the car. How do you feel about that? Will that help you to say, hey, I think I need to slow down. I need to be courteous and think of the other people that share the road with me. You're not the only one on this road. There are motorcyclists, bicyclists, and pedestrians that cross these roads every day. But because you don't have the patience and the care to stop or to slow down, you just don't. And then there are families who suffer. One particular family, cute little girl named Elizabeth. Oh, I'm sorry. We're gonna start. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I messed up. I didn't do my. I want to tell you a story about two young men who were driving in the United Kingdom. What happened that night, they were high on drugs, they were speeding, 90 miles per hour. But the craziest thing about this, they were recording as they were driving. So assuming the young man that was driving was getting lessons from the passenger on how to drive. But at the end of this drive, their car ended up in a church. How ironic is that? To know that their lives ended, but in a safe place. Not really a safe place because now they're dead, but what is there to say? There are many people who die each day because of speed, because someone decides they don't want to follow the laws of the road. Statistics says that more than 1.3 million people die each year from car accidents, traffic accidents. And that could be from you not signaling properly, driving fast, or just driving using your cell phone. Those things are factors that you need to put in consideration when you're sharing the road with other individuals. I want to tell you another story. This little girl, Elizabeth, was on her way home with her family, mother, father, and her uncle. They were ready to drop her uncle off home, but before they could reach there were two individuals at a gas station who decided that it would be nice for them to test out whose car was the fastest. Before they could get even 20 feet to the house, they were just 20 feet, maybe more, from their home. The first car swerved swerved from the car, tapping it a little bit, and then the second car that came hit the car and split it in half. Elizabeth was thrown from the car, still attached in her car seat. Her uncle and her father died on the scene. Mother was taken to the hospital, but when she awakened, she cried out for her daughter, but her daughter was gone. So what do? One of the suspects that was in the car during the car accident claimed that she was not speeding, that the family veered over into her lane, and that's why they hit her. That's why she hit them. But look at this car. If she was driving normal speed, 25 miles per hour, how much damage? Look at the damage to this car. 25 miles per hour, that's just a dent. I should know. I got hit rear-ended, and it didn't look nothing like that. And I believe this man was going the speed limit. It was just a freak accident on my part. There are ways that family cope with losing someone. But what would you do if you were the victim, and someone hit you? How would you be able to deal with that? But say you are the one who caused the accident. Still, I ask you, how would you deal with that? How can you live with yourself knowing that just because you were late for work, or you're late to go to a party, or you're late for a doctor's appointment? If that's the case, call your job and tell them you're going to be late. Get docked for that 15 minutes instead of taking the life of someone for the rest of their lives. 15 minutes versus a life? How can you live with yourself about that? I just don't understand. It doesn't take much for you just to slow yourself down and have consideration for other people that share the road with you. I am going off script now from the things that I really want to say, but everyone needs to know this. You need to get your lives together and stop thinking about yourself because you want to get somewhere. Oh, I'm driving too slow for you, riding up on my bumper. I have a sign in my window distinctly to let you know there's a child in my car, but you still don't care. I have children, I have precious ones in my car that you need to mind and have some respect for because you're a grown-up. They're just little. I want my grands to see a life that's worth living, something they can make of themselves, and not give them the choice of whether or not they want to live or not live. Mind the road, the rules of the road. Oh, maybe, look, here we go. Speed cameras. DC has them. Maybe we should put them all over the world. Maybe that'll stop you. Maybe they start taking that money out your pocket and then you'll feel all right. Then you'll just get yourself together. What do you think about that? I don't think so. Can you imagine walking up on that scene? Your family member. There was a video that I saw. A mother did not know her child died. Social media filmed it, debuted it, because someone was on the scene. How distasteful is that? The way that you find out that your child has died is because people are posting it on social media, and then your family and friends are calling you saying, giving you condolences on your loss, and you have no clue what they're talking about. How distasteful is that? And that's all because you wanted to speed. I just don't understand. How many of these have you seen in your lifetime? Tell me how many. I've seen them. It's very distasteful. It's very heartbreaking because no one even cares to even consider what harm they can do, what damage they can do to someone. I have this little girl every day that sits at a window, waiting for me to come home from work with a beautiful smile and the little twinkling eyes and the cutest dimples in the world. She cries when I sit out in my car for a minute So can you imagine her crying because her mama doesn't come home anymore? I can't imagine that. So I'm asking you, I'm pleading with you, all of you, take your time, be patient, drive safely. Think about the other people on the road with you. Think about their families. Think about yours. Because the day that you're a victim, they're a victim too. Because if you have a child, you have a wife or significant other, whoever it may be, you can be taken away from them too. Because you can be a victim in that also. You can either die or be in jail for the rest of your life because you killed someone. And you know what? Jail won't do you justice because you know what? You got to live with that guilt for the rest of your life. And that may seem harsh, but that is the suitable punishment for me. Because I will want you to remember every day that you hurt somebody that I love or someone else's family. So be mindful. Use your heart and not your macho, because I got this big car with all this muscle and horsepower underneath my hood. Think about the person that you're driving next to or you driving behind. Think about them because their lives matter just like yours. And I thank you for listening to me. And I'm sorry if I offended anyone, but that is how I feel.